Hello and welcome back to my AD&D solo campaign titled No Regret and Kept. And we are gonna continue the delve that our adventurers are on in the dungeons of Taroosh today. And if you recall, last time we did some exploration around the dungeons, and we made our way to the west side of the complex. We did not encounter any resistance or monsters, nor did we acquire any treasure. Just a lot of exploration and finding out new passageways, a couple of chambers, and a couple of chimneys up here. One of them was caved in, and the other was a chimney, which would suggest that it is a mode of egress from the dungeon itself. It could be sort of like a hidden passageway to escape or to come in. Now, I did recall when I was looking at the video again that I brought the adventurers down here back into the dungeons to take the spikes out of the doors here, but I never mentioned what happened to the bodies of the orcs that they had slain, other than one that they had beheaded, obviously. So obviously we're going to say that they weren't there and somehow they were dragged away or taken out. And that begs the question, well, if the spikes were in the doors, how did the orcs get back to remove the bodies? Well, the answer is this chimney here. They could have climbed out it to escape, came around, went back in this way, and then dragged the bodies out to do whatever they do with the bodies. And so that's probably the reason why they didn't discover the bodies there. Anyways, so we're here. We ended up down here, I believe, in this chamber where there was a dank, musty smell. We found a flask that suggested that there were sort of magical doings going on there, and then there was a passageway going west. I think we're gonna go that way. I think when we talk about people going into dungeons, we want to make goals so that people don't overextend themselves. So our idea is to sort of at least flesh out this sort of western edge of the dungeon, not counting the number of chambers that we will go through. We don't know, but we'll flesh out some of this stuff, and we'll let the flask of oil that Zawar has in his lantern has another hour left. So if you recall, we had 6 turns, which is an hour. It's 10 minutes a turn. So we have 2 rounds after that. So I would assume that you have 2 hours, 240 minutes. There's 120 minutes worth of oil in the lantern. There's 120 minutes. Yeah. I can't recall. I think it's 2. So they do have more time. They have 240 minutes. They went 60 minutes. They have 3 more hours left in the oil in the lantern. 240 minutes. So once that runs out, I mean, I don't think we'll get there today, but once that runs out, then they're going to turn around and go back to. But hopefully there's more to be had or to be found in the dungeon today. So we're gonna go down this passageway here and figure out where it leads. So clearly this is a periodic check. We'll roll on the periodic check table here, 1 to 20. See where this gets us. feel like I need to come up with a D20 that was a lucky one, because I ended up getting a bunch of low end. So there's a 17 on this one. So 17 stairs. So there's stairs. You're 30 feet down here, and there are stairs. Go to the stairs. We got a lot of stairs in here. Go to the stairs subtable. Stairs, see table 6. Table 6. 172. Stairs. I don't know what that is. I think it's a 3. 3. Down 1 level. Actually, that's not bad. Okay. We're a little, I don't think we want to be going down a level, getting darker. So this goes 30 feet. 1, 2, 10, 20, 30. And then it goes down. Down 1 level. 1 and 20 has a door, which closes. Let's see. No. There's no door, so it just goes down. The stairs go down. I feel like we make like a. So west, south. It wouldn't go north. West or south? 1 to 3 west. 4 to 6 south. That's a 4. So. We find ourselves going under. It's one of those things where, we did have the dank, musty smell, and maybe that's the musty smell came from the lower level because there's no door here. Passageway ends there. Okay. So, we are not going down those stairs. We did find, if our goal, at some point when we sort of like, it's a stairway down, if at some point we decide that we're ready to go down to the second level, we haven't found anything in the first level, one of our goals would be coming back to the dungeon to find stairs to the second level. Well, we have found the stairs to the second level. And so that is, that's a round. We don't need to search too much. 1 round, 2 rounds already done, and a round. So 3 rounds, an hour, and 3 rounds. So we're gonna go back. So there's gonna be another round to go back past the dark flask area, back up here to this door. So another round. To the door. Gonna try and open the door. Or the 8-foot wide door, as they say, you can have 3 people attempt to open the door. But if there's like 3-foot wide door, only 1 person can. So all of our fellas here, everybody, because their strengths are pretty average, but a little higher on the average end. They're all 1 to 2. So we'll get Mumala, who's like, the most forceful of the bunch. He's gonna attempt it first. 1 to 2. Open the door. Nope. Then we'll get Farouk. 1 to 2. Nope. gonna have a little trouble here. And then we have Jizna. She's not gonna attack it with her mace, but nope. So that is a failed round. 5. Okay. And they're gonna have to do it again. And if this time, we may have to search for a random encounter because they're banging on the door. If it fails twice, I would think. So, Mumala, no. Farouk, no. It's a 6. And Jizna, yes. Jizna shows the boys how to do it. She's only 5'5", but she knocks it open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's another 10 minutes. It's essentially a turn to reopen a door that they'd already been down. And so I think what we're gonna take another round, and Umal is gonna spike this door shut so we don't have monsters coming up from the lower level attacking us. I think that's a good idea. So there's another round he spends hammering the spike in, and then we come back here. We have a passageway to the north, or that we can go back into this chamber here that has a passageway south, and also has a passageway north, I believe. Yeah, here. So passageway, passageway, passageway. And then, of course, we didn't go down here any further. This is that is also a passageway, a parallel passage. Or is it just, no, it isn't. So passageway here, passageway here, and a passageway here. I think it's, we're gonna go the north way because it's right here, it's by the door. So we'll roll 30 feet north. We'll roll another periodic check. Let's try this. 9. Side passage. So side passage, see table 3, 1, 2, 3. 18. Side passage. Well, this is interesting. It's a river, a 40-foot river. So it bisects the passage. Okay. Things are getting interesting, if not magical quite yet. Wonderful. So there's a river here. A 40-foot river? That's like a lake. Rivers bisect the passage. They will be bridged 50% of the time and have a boat 25% of the time. 50% chance for either bank and be an obstacle 25% of the time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is we'll make this a, sorry. Is it blocking passage? Right? 4 40 feet wide. So this is a river, underwater river, which is interesting. Could be monsters. Could be. It's a source of nourishment, or you can waterboard people. There's all kinds of opportunities for it. We'll have to think about that. Now, however, there are opportunities here for the rivers bisect the passage. They will be bridged 50% of the time. Someone wants to roll another 20. 1 to 10, they're bridged. I'm going to roll percentile because the 1 to 20 for me is not. I'll do it. 1 to 20. 50% of the time they're bridged. 1 to 10, 25% with the boat, 50% chance either back. Okay, and then just an obstacle. 1, there is a bridge. I'm surprised. This is okay. So there's a bridge across this river. We know that the river goes. Oops. We know that the river goes on here. And I suppose it'll go on here. It's a wide river, 40-foot river. So it has to go down to go underneath this stuff. Let's just do it like 20 feet. Because it's 20 feet. An underground river. Oh, that's a river. This is going to be. I'll just put like. This is a bridge. Now, I feel like there should be a random monster encounter. I don't know. We're not ready for that yet. But there's a bridge here. Not to make it look like stairs, though. But it is a bridge. I have to come up with a suitable. I know there's icons for bridges and stuff, but I have to come up with a suitable icon that helps me out to decide. I can work on that and make it a little fanciful later. And so we, you can't really map the bridge. It's a bridge or the room. So we'll check another when we get to the other side of the bridge. 9. Side passage. The 20-sided die is killing me. No. Another 40-foot river? No, that doesn't make any sense. There's no way. We're going to use judiciousness. So I guess it's a this is an interesting. who would pay money for this? To know that there are two underwater rivers beneath the Badlands. We'll put those in these either way. And again, they will go down, 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 under. I guess in the second, unless there's pools down in the bottom of the second level, but. So we'll make this, these are 40-foot rivers. We get to the other side of this. Another turn. Okay, it's you don't really map. You can't map it properly. I just want to take a turn to map that there's a, because it's dark down here, right? So we'll call that a turn 2. Every time they map these two things, that's a whole turn. Okay, let's figure out what's on the other side of this. We want to get back, right? 20. This is Wandering Monster. Oh. Okay, Wandering Monster. Check ahead. Again, immediately to see what ahead. So direction of monster's approach can be determined. Okay, so there's a Wandering Monster right here. But we have to determine what's ahead. 19. Trick trap. Passage continues. Check again in 30 feet. This table. Why I'm rolling hot now. Wandering Monster. Are these orcs? I have to think, because there's so many orcs, I'm gonna say 50% chance that they are orcs of the Broken Bone tribe, and under 50% chance to just roll on the table, ignoring orcs. Okay. You say 50%? Yeah, they are orcs of the, I think I said under 50. They're orcs of the Broken Bone tribe. And if we recall, it's 1d6 plus 6. That's 7 to 12. 10. Okay, there are 10 orcs up here at a, let's say, at a distance of, well, I have to turn the corner, so they're 10, 20, 30, 40, or 40, 10 to 40 feet away. They're 30 feet away. So they are 10, 20, 30. They appear here, or at least the front of them do. 10 of them. So we have to check for surprise. Operation encounter distance, we decide that. Surprise and reaction. This is black is orcs, white is us. We are both surprised for 2 segments. That is that's lucky for us. Is there 10-foot wide chambers, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is where we're at right now. Well, there are 10 of them. 10, 20, 30. Think of it like 2 across and a 10-foot wide corridor. There's just like, they are also like, we can move around and get around people too, but we cannot attack. You know what I've been talking or thinking about? Why? Why? We know our marching order is Farouk. Okay, so we're gonna be here. We know Farouk, we know Zohar. He's behind Farouk because he doesn't like Mumala, and then Jizna sits behind Mumala. Do the reaction check. So Mumala, as we recall, is charisma is an 8, which is a negative, but with orcs it's a 10, which is a wash, I believe. So his reaction check is just going to be, it's going to be, flat. So that's on page 63. Everybody's out in the open. We're just like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what they're doing. But here's our reaction chart here. Okay, green is the 10s. Red is the, what this here, so people can see. Green is the 10s. 41. That's not great. Uncertain, but 55% prone towards negative. Okay, 55 and under, they're negative. 78, they are not negative, they're neutral. Uncertain. I mean, there's 10 of them, they overpower them. I don't think... like, are we backing off? There's 10 of them. Are we backing off? This is interesting. Yeah, I know Mumala wants to sort of attack them, but I think we're going to, we're going to evade. We're going to roll initiative here first, and we're going to try and back off. And they may pursue, they may not pursue. And then we get into a situation where there's going to be a bridge battle, and I think that's going to be fantastically exciting, but also terrifying for our underground folks. So we're the whites, and they're the blacks. They get to go first. So uncertain. So I think because we're not doing anything and they're doing stuff, I think we roll. The reaction again, and it is 90. 90. Friendly. Immediate action. So are these okay? Okay, they're friendly. So they want to. Guess is there dissension in the ranks here, and that'll be interesting to figure out. So the new captain of this wandering band uh, may not agree with the tribe's leaders. We'll flesh out. I guess we'll have to flesh out the tribe's leaders to understand this. But so if they're going to be friendly to the adventurers, they may not be. They may disagree with the tribe's elders. Did they get like in trouble where the elders were not helping protect the dungeon? In that respect, they sort of were sort of ostracized. Maybe these are like a lower caste, or are they not down with some sort of like things that the tribal leaders want to do. So let's do this. So let's say the tribal leaders want to they want to raid the village of Lorabas, and they don't, and these guys don't agree with that. Let's say they want to they want to delve deeper but the leadership doesn't want to delve deeper. The leadership wants to delve deeper, and these guys don't want to delve deeper. The leadership has there's internal strife, and so these people, like kind of like a civil war in a way. This group maybe wants to overthrow. So this patrol wants new leaders. The leadership of this tribe maybe has grown a little too decadent, at least in orcish terms, a little too decadent for like maybe too savage, maybe not savage enough. So we'll go. Let's roll a D100. This will be 1 to 25. This will be 26 to 50, 51 to 75, 76 to double odds. So why are these orcs friendly enough with these guys? '87 is they want a new leader. So there's strife within the orc community, and they want a new leader. And they think the adventurers disrupting the lair right now will be the adventurers disrupting the lair now will be in this patrol's best interest. So so we have the surprise, the talking it out, or the first round of initiative, and the talking it out. I guess that'll take a round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I'll take a turn. Another turn ends. So right here, wandering monster. So what they're gonna do, if we look at our map, what they're gonna do, or what they propose to do, I don't know how much we believe them and how silly we are to believe them. What they're gonna do is they're gonna agree to like hang out at the bridge in the underground river. Hang out on the bridge of the underground river and going to protect it for when the heroes come back. Now, this also begs another great question: where does the river go? Is there another is there like trade, or is there war with other underground cultures or nations? This is gonna make the lore grow, but also opportunities for factions and relationships and other things. So the underground river is for trade. Okay, say they 1 to 2. Let's do this. Do D100. Okay, 1 to 25. It's for trade. 26 to 50. They're warring underground, and 50 and above, they don't know where it goes, and so they have to protect against things. So 09, it's used for trade with other underground civilizations. But what is it? Who do they trade with under here? I'll have to take a time. I'll have to think about what that means. But before the next one, I'll decide. We're gonna agree to let them guard the river here, and then we're gonna go on because that's what we do. Nine. Side passage. Okay. Seven. Side passage. Seven, 45 degrees behind 135 degrees. I don't want to get all funky. 16, four-way intersection. Okay. And then we'll leave it there, and then we can decide, what we want to do. I can figure out where the trade is happening. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a four-way intersection. Mumala, I think, he's a little upset or disappointed. Well, he's made some friends. I think Mumala is looking. One of his goals is to look for place where he belongs. And if he could somehow strike a bargain at some point with these, not that he's gonna abandon his new friends, but like if he could somehow become the leader of an orc tribe, I think he would like that. So we're gonna cut it off here. I'm gonna take a break, figure out where these rivers go and who these orcs are dealing with. I'm gonna figure out who the leader of the orc tribe is. Yeah. I guess there would have been a way that maybe our characters would have asked, where, directions to the lair, but I can't think that far ahead yet. So we do know that, like, somewhere along this route, there is the leader's chambers and things like that. So orcs. So we did uncover a bunch of stuff. Now that I think about this, I may have done special passages instead of just side passages. But that's fine. I think this is an interesting turn, and it comes up with several opportunities to find out what other interesting things are under here. I don't think anybody in Lorabas or anybody around here was aware that there was a river under the dungeons of Taroosh. So what is Taroosh? Who is Taroosh? And maybe that's that'll be found out later. So again, just taking the time while I have time to make this episode. We did have an encounter with orcs today. It did not turn out to be a melee or a fight. We were outnumbered, so we somehow, as the reactions unfolded, they were reticent at first, sort of unsure, and then they became friendlier to us, which is, without Mumala here, there's no way that this ever would have happened. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching, and we'll get back to you again later with the updates on what has happened today. Thanks again.